As technology continues to increase and as these innovations come about, there's always going to be the concern about hacking. But we shouldn't shy away from innovation. You know, America is a world leader in technology, and we need to retain that footprint. And ultimately, businesses spend so much money every year to make sure that, you know, they're staying ahead of hackers, and they're making sure that, you know, there are security measures in place to prevent that from happening. I think another thing to keep in mind is that, you know, as we do have these innovations and technology increases, the market's going to have to keep up with it as far as meeting security demands.
Of course, yes. Absolutely. Lisa, you get to start on this one.
Okay.
You know, you're banning companies or trying to from going overseas. I mean, I think I mentioned earlier when Ron Paul was on that economics a lot of times becomes about incentives. What about just giving them incentives so that they should stay as opposed to trying to, you know, ban them?
Absolutely. Instead of banning these companies from going overseas, we should be incentivizing them to stay. And according to the Tax Foundation, America has the highest corporate tax rates amongst industrialized nations. And it's not only the corporate tax rates that's a problem, it's the regulations that are being promulgated by President Obama. What Americans need is a Republican Senate and a Republican in the White House to lower taxes, to reduce red tape, and to stop picking winners and losers in the marketplace.
Mark sees it exactly.
I think everyone has faced that situation where, you know, they've called a customer service representative and, you know, been on the phone way longer than they had wanted. But ultimately, it comes down to, unless this customer was contractually obligated to stay with Comcast through a certain period of time, the customer service rep should have just let it go. And I think you had mentioned before that, you know, it sounds like a bad breakup, and it absolutely does. Caller had mentioned too, I believe, I listened to the whole conversation. I think he asked if he was being punked. He asked if it was a prank.
Yeah, Lisa, you pretty much agree with that, or?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's always a concern when the government's coming in. I mean, I think every American would say that, you know, they're sick and tired of the government being so intimately involved in every aspect of their daily life. And I think if you look at the NSA, that's why there was so much outrage over the revelations, was just for the sheer fact that, you know, the government intrusion aspect of it.